Okay, let's talk about one of the most incredible things your body does, something you never even have to think about. It's this amazing automatic system that's working 24/7 to keep you stable and, well, alive. It's a constant balancing act called homeostasis, and believe it or not, it's happening inside you this very second.
So, have you ever really wondered why you shiver when it's freezing outside? Or why you start sweating like crazy when you get hot? Is that just a random thing our bodies do?
No way. It's not random at all. Turns out it's a super smart, highly regulated process. Your body is constantly, and I mean constantly, making these tiny little adjustments to keep everything on the inside running smoothly, no matter what's going on outside. And yeah, that whole process has a name: homeostasis. At its heart, it's all about regulating your internal conditions. But here's the really important part: it's all done to create the perfect, the absolute optimum conditions for your cells to function. We're talking about everything, from the cells that help you think to the ones that move your muscles. All right, so let's dive into this whole balancing act. What's it really all about? Well, it boils down to one simple, crucial goal: keeping your internal environment totally constant and stable, no matter what craziness the world outside is throwing your way. Probably the best way to get your head around this is to think of it like your body's own internal thermostat, right? In your house, if it gets too hot, the AC kicks on. Too cold, the furnace fires up. Well, your body is doing the exact same thing, but it's not just for temperature. It's doing it for a ton of other stuff too. So two really big ones are your body temperature and your blood glucose levels. That's just your blood sugar. These are things that absolutely have to stay within a super narrow, specific range for you to stay healthy. If they go too far one way or the other, well, that's when you start running into real problems. And when I say narrow range, I mean it's incredibly precise. For your body temperature, that sweet spot is right around 37 degrees Celsius. The second you start to drift even a little bit too high or too low, all these internal systems just jump into action to pull you right back to that magic number. So, who's actually in charge of this whole operation? Who's pulling the strings? Well, let's meet the control crew. These are the key players that make this whole automated system tick. And maybe the most mind-blowing thing about all this is that it is 100% automatic. You don't think, okay, time to shiver now. You don't have to remind your body to deal with the sugar from that soda you just drank. It all just happens. It's like your body is on the most sophisticated autopilot you can imagine. Okay, so how does this incredible autopilot actually work? It all follows a really clear communication pathway. Let's go back to that cold weather example. First, you've got the stimulus. That's the cold air hitting your skin. Then, tiny receptors in your skin detect that change and they freak out, sending a message straight to the coordination center, which is usually your brain. The brain gets the message, processes it, and immediately sends an order out to an effector, in this case your muscles. And what's the response? Your muscles start shaking like crazy, that shivering, which generates heat and warms you back up. See? Problem solved. Now, this control crew we're talking about, it's not just one thing. It's actually run by two different but totally connected command systems. Think of them as two branches of government working together. And those two systems are your nervous system and your endocrine system. The nervous system is the fast one. It's like lightning, using nerve signals for super quick reactions. Think pulling your hand away from a hot pan. Then you have the endocrine system. It's a bit slower, using chemicals called hormones. Its effects take longer to kick in, but they last longer, which is perfect for things like managing your blood sugar over a few hours. So where are the main headquarters for all this? Well, these coordination centers are in a few key spots. For the super fast nervous system, command central is your brain and spinal cord. But for the endocrine system, a major player is an organ you've probably heard of: the pancreas. It's absolutely crucial for keeping your blood glucose in check. Okay, so let's put all the pieces together and see this amazing system in action. Because no matter what the problem is, the end goal is always, always the same: getting things back to those perfect, optimum conditions so your body can do its thing. This sounds like a whole lot of work happening all the time, right? So what's the point of it all? Why go through all this trouble? Well, it's pretty simple, really. Anytime, and I mean anytime, your internal world gets knocked off balance, that control crew we talked about just springs into action. Receptors, coordination centers, effectors, they all have one single job: to fight back against that change and pull everything back to normal. And that really brings us right back to the main mission statement. This whole complicated, amazing automatic process, it exists for one reason and one reason only, to create the absolute best conditions for your cells to work. That is it. Bottom line, if your cells are happy, you are healthy. It is truly that fundamental. And what's really wild is that homeostasis is just one of these incredible invisible systems working away inside of you right now. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? What else is going on under the hood, completely automatically, that's keeping you going every single moment of your life?